So the next and final question, it's actually two questions, also from Bucket. The first one was related to user accounts, wallets, phone, email, KYC. What's going to be required? What are we going to make you tell us about you? And then the second piece was related to privacy and KYC. What kind of protections can you expect? What makes us different when it comes to KYC, privacy, all this? I actually talked at length about this in the AMA yesterday, but it's really hard to discuss these things. There's sort of like two different parts to this. There's the ideology of the company. What do we believe? What do we wish? What do we want? What's our vision? Right? That's the first part. And the second part is, what do we have to do? Like, what is required by law? How do we create a compliant platform that is available and frictionless, easy to use in as many jurisdictions, meaning countries, states, geographies, like regimes, like political regimes as possible, and still stay true to that vision or that ethos of the company. So I'll start with ethos, right? We come from a background of cryptography, of privacy, of believing in users' rights, of like, I don't like that my data gets mined and sold and I don't even know about it, right? I mean, I don't like being the product on social media platforms. I actually deleted my Facebook. You can't find me on Facebook. I deleted it. Got tired of it, right? I got tired of I don't like their company, right? I used to think it was like there was some value there, there's some quality, but I don't like the company. I don't like what they do to users. I don't like how they use users as the product to sell their advertising to the businesses. To me, that relationship is completely wrong. And VersoView flips that relationship absolutely 180 degrees and drops it on its head. And that's what I love about VersoView. That's what gets me so excited to come and like participate with my team and build this thing, is because we're building something that changes what's wrong with the world, or a key part of what's wrong with the world. So we want to do privacy, we want to do anonymity and like all of it, right? But that's not legal. Okay, so anytime money is what do you need on day one to join VersoView? I was just in a UX UI meeting this morning with the dev team, and we were going through like those screens, right? You know, literally you can start with nothing but a username and a password, right? And like some way of like communicating with you. So it either has to be some way of like linking your profile. So an email address, or one of a series of click boxes. So sign up with your Google account, sign up with, link to Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Some way of secondarily verifying you, or your email address, right? That's pretty standard way. We have to have a way to differentiate your account. So what can you do now? So you're like the lowest tier authentication. You guys all understand this, right? This is no different than any like exchange application or banking application or like really anything. You get in and we're going to have a progress bar that says like you're 1% of the way, of like a full user, right? And that doesn't mean that you're restricted. It just means that there are certain things we can't allow by law in many jurisdictions. Some places don't care, but we have to build to the many, not the few. And so what can you do? You can do everything. You can start reading, you can start engaging, you can even start earning. So you can start earning social tokens, you can start commenting, liking, participating, building your your reputation score on VersoView and growing your profile and growing who you are completely anonymously. Where KYC comes in is when money moves in or out of the platform. So we cannot allow money laundering. We have to comply with AML. It's not just a US thing. It's, the UK requires it. Most of Europe requires it. Half of Asia requires it. Certain places it's like punishable by death not to require it. This is a very serious thing, and it's getting more serious. So a lack of compliance, even at day one. So a lot of people are saying, we'll do it when we're told we have to do it with a cease and desist letter. Problem is, it's not going to work. Those companies are going to face huge tailwinds, headwinds, I should say, huge headwinds, regulatory headwinds, when push comes to shove. When they get big, and we expect to get very big, guys. When we get big, and people are going, well, what did you do? And then you're in Senate hearings, with like people yelling at you. Better just to do it right from day one. So what we're going to do is, when you have the opportunity at day one to do a series of activities that will grant you total access. Do you want to create your profile? Do you want to give us information about you? The user experience is going to get better the more you tell us about you. So for instance, if we know more about you, we can recommend better, more curated, more focused information about better articles, better stories, better content. We can connect you with the right people. You understand this concept, right? I think it's like complex discovery. But if you don't want to have to do a bunch of bullshit halfway through when you're reading a story, and then a transaction or paywall pops up, do you want to enter your credit card? Do you want to connect your wallet, your crypto wallet? You don't have to, but you can. And then if you want to participate in staking, you'll have to link your wallet. You'll have to do these things. If you want to load tokens into your wallet or you want to participate in a staking pool or anything, you're going to have to go through KYC, because you're adding funds to the platform or pulling funds off the platform. And the more information you give, the more the smoother, the less friction will happen at various stages of the process. So somebody who signs in and does hits all the bouncing balls all along the way will have, carte blanche, total access, full withdrawals, full deposits, all of that stuff. It's very similar to really like anything that's going on that's compliant in blockchain right now, or in traditional finance or traditional, social media application. All of this stuff is not new or unique. And while we would love to be DeFi and we don't have to comply with the law and all that, it's just not realistic. And in the people that are pushing those types of applications now and claiming that because they're a DAO, they're exempt and all this, it's really not accurate. And when push comes to shove, they're going to get shut down, or the users are going to get heavily penalized by their sovereign, parent nation or whatever. So the question, like privacy, and so how do we handle that? We're collecting information about you. That's impossible not to, right? We have to do it, right? You're going to give us information, we're going to store it, and we're going to use it to provide a better user experience for you. But what we aren't going to do is just sell it to the highest bidder, right? We have that ethos we talked about, and how we're going to approach privacy and data and customer accounts and and profitability, and how what becomes the most critical. What's the most critical component? Your experience and the value that you have with your relationship with the platform, or us just squeezing another penny out of you, the product of our business. So that's the difference. That's what I don't like about Facebook. That's what drives me crazy. And so while these are still very, very early discussions, we've talked about things like if your data is used in a relationship with an advertiser, this is what happens on Facebook, when they take your data and they sell the list of people who like the color blue to an advertiser, this is what happens. So if we've talked about, now again, these are hypotheticals and not necessarily in 1.0 or whatever, but if we derive revenue from your personal information, then you get paid. You get rewarded. So, and then you can opt out, those types of things. So you can begin to select and have control over your profile and what parts of your profile are public and private and shareable and not shareable. And all of these things become, we empower you, the user, because this is what it's about. VersoView is ultimately, fundamentally about empowering the user in the relationships that they have with their social capital. Right? We're the engage to earn platform. So if you're engaging, you should be compensated for it. If you're participating, you should be compensated for it. You are valuable. You add value. You should derive value from your value. And that's what VersoView is all about. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I have 9 minutes to take a drink of water and get into the AMA, come join me at Polygon Mania, I believe. So come join me. And I look forward to another VersoView live session with you all as soon as there's a reason to do it. So this isn't going to be like a scheduled thing. So we'll keep doing that. As soon as we have like the next big news item, or we've gathered a bunch of questions from the community, I'll just jump in and do however long it is needed to cover the material. So I hope I answered your questions today. I'm really excited about Polygon, and thank you all for your continued participation and engagement with VersoView.